busy with the heat. Credit is no good for a notion salesman.
River City Junction, River City, next stop. Why not? What's the matter with credit?
You're an animal salesman, Charlie. Does your firm give credit?
No, sir.
Nor anybody else.
Board, all aboard.
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the butt and hooks.
Cash for the cotton goods, cash for the hard goods.
Cash for the fancy goods. Cash for the soft goods.
Cash for the noggins and the thickens and the Perkins. Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
You can talk, you can talk, you can figure, you can talk, you can bigger, 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 you can talk, you can talk, you can talk, 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 bigger, 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 you can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory. Ever meet a fellow by the name of Hill?
Hill?
Hill.
Who? Hill? 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 Hill?
Hill!
No!
Just a minute, just a minute, just a minute.
Never heard any salesman Hill.
Now he doesn't know the territory. What's a fellow's line? Just a minute, just a minute, just a minute. Never worries about his line, never worries about his line. Or a doggone thing. He's just a bang-beat, bell-ringing, big, all great, go neck or nothing, rip-roaring, every time a bull's-ass salesman. That's Professor Harold Hill, Harold Hill.
Tell us what's his line, what's his line?
He's a fake, and he doesn't know the territory.
Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
He's a music man.
He's a what?
He's a music man, and he sells clarinets to the kids in the town with the big trombones and the red-and-red drums and the big brass bass. And the piccolo, uniforms too, with a shiny gold spade on a coat and a big red stripe ribbon.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones. No, sir. Mandolin picks, perhaps, and here and there a deuce harp.
No, the fellow sells bands, boys' bands. And I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he dallies and he gathers and he plucks and he shines. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But he doesn't know the territory.
River City Junction, population 2017, Fort.
Well, if you're all through, I'll tell you about Harold Hill.
You really knew Harold Hill?
Never met him in my life, but I can tell you this much. He's given every one of us a black eye. After he's worked in town, the next salesman in gets automatically tarred and feathered and rode out to the city limits on a rail.
Why should he get rode out of town on a rail?
Because in order to sell band instruments and uniforms and instruction books, he has to guarantee to teach the kids how to play and to form them in a band with himself as the leader.
I'd sure like to be there when you meet up with this fella.
Well, it won't be in Iowa. Not on this trip. Not even the great Professor Hill would try to teach to them neckbone hawk guys out here.
Fort.
Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I'll have to give Iowa a try.
Don't believe I caught your name.
Don't believe I dropped it.
Nothing halfway about the Iowa way to treat you when we treat you, which we may not do at all. There's an Iowa kind, a special chip on the shoulder attitude we've never been without that we recall. We can be cold as our falling thermometers in December if you ask about our weather in July. And we're so biased, stubborn we can stand touching noses for a week at a time and never see eye to eye. But what the heck, you're welcome. Join us at the picnic. You can have a fill of all the food you bring yourself. You really ought to give Iowa a try.
Good morning, Mayorton.
It is if you want to go around in your drawers all day.
And there I was up in Madison Hospital and nobody come to see me. Cause Willa never come and Bertha never come. Your Aunt Bertha's dead. Well, she wanted to come anyway. We could be cold as our falling thermometers in December if you ask about our weather in July. And we're so biased, stubborn we can stand touching noses for a week at a time and never see eye to eye. But we'll give you our shirt and a bag to go with it if your girl should have it too. ever mention it again. You really ought to give Iowa a guide, Iowa. To Des Moines, Davenport, Marshalltown, Mason City, Keokuk, Hayes, Clear Lake. Ought to give Iowa a try.
Mrs. Squires, I'm interested in a rig for Sunday, if you could accommodate me.
Then you ought to see the man in charge of hiring rigs, who's late as usual.
Gregory?
Marcellus!
Old son of a gun, what in... But Greg,
The name's Professor Hill, Harold Hill.
Greg, why didn't you let me know you was coming?
I didn't know I was coming myself. Besides, how I know you would end up in a little tank town like this? You were a pretty big city slicker when you're in business with me.
Too many close shaves the way you were. Besides, I got myself a nice comfortable girl, as we'll talk about her, boss's niece.
Gone legitimate, huh? I knew you'd come to no good.
You're not back in the band business. I heard you was in steam automobiles.
I was.
What happened?
Somebody actually invented one.
No.
Now give me the lowdown here, Mars.
You'll never get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn islands, Greg. There's a music teacher here who will expose you before you get your grip unpacked.
Male or female?
The music teacher, she's a librarian, female.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Point her out as she passes by.
I will. How are you going to start the pitch?
Oh, same old way. Keep that music teacher off balance and then get your town out of the serious trouble it's in.
River City is in any trouble.
And I'll just have to do it some. I need to find a desperate need for a boys band here in Iowa. Now, what's new around here? What can I use?
Nothing except the billiard parlor's just put in a new pool table.
They never had a pool table before?
Nope, only billiards.
That'll do. Either you're closing your eye to a situation you don't wish to acknowledge, or you don't realize the caliber of disaster indicated by a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble, right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player, certainly mighty proud to say. I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with the cue in my hand are golden. Help you cultivate horse sense, and a cool head, and a keen eye. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets in a table. Pockets to mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum. With a capital B, and that rhymes with B, and that stands for cool. Now, I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while they're loafing around that hall? They'll be trying out Beaver, trying out Cubans, trying out tailor-made like cigarette beans, and bragging all about how they're gonna cover up a telltale breath with sunset one fine night. They leave the pool hall, headed for the dance at the armory. Livertide men and scarlet women and ragtime. Shameless music that'll drag your son, your daughter into the jungle arms of an instant animal. Masteria. Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground trouble.
Oh, we got trouble!
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City!
The capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool!
We've surely got trouble.
We surely got trouble!
Right here in River City.
Right here!
Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school.
Our children's gonna have trouble.
Mothers of River City, heed the warning before it's too late. When your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Are certain words creeping into his vocabulary? Words such as swell and so's your old man. Well, my friends, if so, I have some bad news for you. Guess what? You got trouble.
Oh, we got trouble!
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City!
Capital T, that rhymes with B, that stands for pool.
That stands for pool!
We've surely got trouble.
We surely got trouble!
Right here in River City.
Right here!
With a T.
With a capital T!
That rhymes with B.
That rhymes with B!
That stands for
That
pool.
stands for pool!
Did you drop your...
No.
Didn't I meet you in?
No.
I'll only be in town a short while.
Good.
Hello, Mama.
Hello, dear.
Keep on, Amaryllis. I'll be there in a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Mama, the man with the suitcase has been following following me all over town.
Oh,
I never saw him before.
did he say anything?
He tried.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. All right, Amaryllis, now your exercises.
So don't worry, take me a little slower, and please keep the fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can.
Don't get faster, dear.
If you don't mind me saying so, it wouldn't have hurt you to find out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted.
What, dear?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Excuse me for living, but I never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
Here you go again with that same old comment about the low mentality of River City people and taking it all too much to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman's got a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you can't quote Balzac and Shakespeare or know them other Highland Greeks.
Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
I haven't changed the subject, I was talking about the stranger.
What stranger?
The suitcase who may be their very last chance.
Mama, do you think that I allow commercial now? Really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
I know all about your standards, and if you don't mind me saying so, there's none of my life would hope to measure up to blend up all Buddy and St. Pan. I know what you can carve it for yourself. Our Irish imagination, or all the stubbornness in a library full of books.
That's the best I've ever heard.
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
May I have a drink, please?
May I have a drink, please?
Yes, dear.
Not a way to walk in the house. Hello. That won't do at all. Have a kiss from me, boy. Come here. That lady over there is her sister, young man. Hello, Winthrop. Winthrop, where's your manners? I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you come? I would especially like it very much if you would come. Winthrop? Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis has asked you to her party. Are you going, or aren't you? No. No what? No, thank you. You know the little girl's name. He won't say Amaryllis because of the S, because of his lisp. He's ashamed. We know all about his lisp, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop? No, thank you, Amaryllis. Amaryllis. Why does he get so mad at people just because he lisps?
It's not only because he lisps. That's just part of it, Amaryllis.
What's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that he never talks very much.
Not even to you and your mother?
No, dear. We all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever talk to me, but I do to him every night. I say goodnight to him on the evening star. You should do the very second you see it too, or it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
There, darling. You have lots of time. If not Winthrop, there'll be someone else.
Never! I'll end up like an old maid like you!
For the time being, just say goodnight, my someone. You can put the name in when the right someone comes along.
Alright, it's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshand.
Now I may play my crosshand piece.
Sleep tight, my someone.
ukulele technician for leading the singing. As mayor of River City, I welcome you River Cityzians to the 4th of July exercises set up here in Madison Gymnasium. Account the weather. The members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. The members of the school board will not present a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about costumes, I suppose. Instead, the Watani girls of the Wigwam Hiawatha will present a spectacle of my wife, in which my wife, ukulele technician, will take a leading part.
Watani!
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 I will now count to 20 in the Indian tongue. Een, teen, t'other, feather, fit. I'm shocked, George.
Mrs. Shin will recover. The Payne's fireworks spectacle, last days of Pompeii, will take place, providing the rain stops by 9:30.
How can it be raining? Didn't the Gazette predict fair?
Sure did, Ewart. That's how come we all prepared for a storm.
Because that's accurate most of the time, and you know it.
And you're not very long in the banking business being accurate most of the
Will you
time.
members of the school board stop bickering in public?
How in the world we said?
Never mind!
We heard there's a pool table in town.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Now just a minute.
Is it a pool table or isn't it?
Will you allow me to get on with the exercises?
We don't want any more exercises till we get this pool table matter settled.
Yeah, let's protect our children.
That's a great idea.
Resist city corruption. Fight down that dumb and keep our young boys pure. May I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can deal with this trouble, my friends, with a wave of my hand. This very hand. Please observe me, if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize a River City Boys band. Just think, my friends, how could any pool table ever hope to compete with a gold trombone? Ra-da-ra-da-da-da-ra-ra. Remember, my friends, what a handful of trumpet players did to the famous fake walls of Jericho. Oh, billiard parlor walls come a-tumbling down. Oh, a band will do it, my friends. Oh, yes, I mean a boys' band. Do you hear me? I mean River City's got to have a boys' band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand, and River City's got to have a boys' band. As sure as the Lord made little green apples, that band's going to be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred. And you'll hear the glittering of crashing cymbals, and the thundering roll of drums, and the trumpeting of trumpets. Tum-ta-da! And you'll feel the electric king, the same as I once felt on the day that Liberace, Pat Conaway, the great Creator, John Philip Sousa, and all the other famous musicians came together on the very same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade, with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones hit the counterpoint, while 110 cornets blaze away. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper-bottom timpani and horse platoons, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double bell euphoniums and big bassoons, each bassoon having his big fat say. There were 50 mounted cannon in the battery, thundering, thundering louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters who'd improvise a whole octave higher than the score.
You watch your phraseology. I know what you was doing, my little Gracie Senior. Now you keep away from my oldest daughter, or you'll hear from me till you lay the rails. Hill, I'll talk to you about this band thing later over at City Hall, 10 o'clock sharp. Men, I want this man's credentials.
Mr. Squires, I'll be responsible for the boy.
Oh, you don't know him. He's tough, and he's got his gang waiting outside.
Mr. Squires, I'll show you how to break up a gang. Oh, young lady. Miss. What's your name?
Zanita, I don't have any idea he was beckoning me. He can't.
Zanita, do you know Tommy Julius?
Well,
Tommy, this is Anita. Escort her home. By way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
You have to.
Yes, sir.
He can't.
Oh, Professor, you're a pretty bright young fella. You made a couple of mistakes, though.
Oh?
You see, that mayor happens to own the pool table.
Oh, what was my other mistake?
You see, that's Anita. She's the mayor's oldest girl.
Just a minute, Professor Hill. We'd like to have your credentials. We are the school board.
Oh, academic certificates.
Nothing of the kind.
We need letters of papers.
He letters of papers. No, you're not letters of papers. The most difficult thing in class. You don't hear nothing. You don't.
Say? Ice cream.
Ice cream, but I don't sing.
All right then, talk low. Down here.
Ice cream.
Singing is only sustained talking. Now you. Now you. Now you, miss.
Ice cream.
Ladies, from now on, you will never see one of these men without the other three.
Professor, you're wrong. Why, they've hated each other for 15 years.
Ha! How can there be
Any sin sincere? Aren't we sincerely
In love.
Oh, we're in love.
I don't suppose you live alone or anything.
No.
I have some wonderful caramels over at the hotel. if you'd
Mr.
like.
Hill.
Professor.
Professor of what? At what college do they give a degree for annoying women on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary Conservatory, gold medal class of our 5.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? Another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some people in this town, and I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there, which may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Oh my God, you're too late.
And of course you met me, Lady McKechnie-Shins, our mayor's wife. Isn't it exciting, you lady?
Oh, I could not say. Oh, no, I could not say at this time. My husband will wish to investigate, I'm sure, and naturally I'm reticent. Oh, yes, I'm reticent.
But of course, Mrs. Shing, but you must understand that part of my music plans include a committee on the dancing. No, wait! Do that again, Mrs. Shing, what you did with your foot just now.
Well, I have a bunion there that bothers.
Oh, what rhythm! What line and movement! What grace!
Mr. Hill.
Mrs. Shing, you must accept the chairmanship of the Ladies' Auxiliary at the classical dance. Mustn't she, ladies?
Lady McKechnie-Shin. Well, that is...
Every move you make, Mrs. Shing, speaks Del Sar. Will you say yes, Mrs. Shing?
Oh, you may say yes.
So you accept?
Yes, indeed. And I would like
Thank
to...
you. Now, about the young lady who plays the piano. Marion Peru, I believe? She is the librarian.
Pig a little, tug a little, pig a little, tug a little, shoot, tug a lot, pig a little more, pig a little, talk a little, pig a little, talk a little, shoot, tug a lot, pig a little
you came here. Old Miser Madison.
Miser Madison. Madison Gymnasium. Madison Picnic Park?
Yep,
That Miser Madison.
exactly. Who do you think he was anyway?
Well, I should say, show off. Gave the town the library too, now didn't he?
That's just it. When he died, he gave the library building to the city.
But he left the books to her.
She was seen coming and going from his place.
That woman had brazen arms, really guilty kerosene. She had golden glitter eyes, silver voice, and outfit ring. Just melt her down and you'll reveal a love of light as cold as steel. Hair, where a woman's heart should be.
He left River City, the library building, but he left all the books to her. Chaucer, Ridley, little cheep, 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 little tiny, little big, little cheep, 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 cheep,
Oh, yes. I'm just getting it over at the hotel. If you would come to me there. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies.
Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. We're going to leave you
I don't know if I understood you entirely, Professor.
If your son has the same splendid chin and firm cheek muscles, not that he could ever be really good, but of course you understand.
Oh, is that so? The name is in bridge, why not?
Well, you see, Miss Prue, all the really great cornet players were Irish. O. Clark, O. Mendez, O. Klein.
Professor, we are Irish.
No, really? That clinches it. Sign here, Miss Prue. Your boy was born to play the cornet. Fine, that will be $7 earnest money. And I'll need the boy's measurements for his band uniform.
His uniform?
Hello, son.
Would it have,
A stripe? Certainly, my boy, a wide red stripe on each side. What do you think about that?
Have to excuse Winthrop, Professor. We can't get him to say 3 words a day to us, so if you get him to play in the band, it would be a miracle. Where are you from, Professor?
Gary, Indiana. Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
Was she now?
Gold medal class of '05. Hello, Miss Prue.
Mr. Hill,
What's for Winthrop in the band?
do you burst in on everyone's home like this?
Marion.
We're not interested.
Now, why not let the boy's father
The
decide?
boy's father is dead. Anything else?
You'll have to excuse
Please,
Winthrop.
I'm assured she's a wonderful lady, such as you're safe. Good day, Miss Prue.
Good day to you, Professor. Marion Peru.
Is he gone?
Not forever, darling. Don't you ever think of your future? Gary, Indiana, Conservatory, class of 5. No, darling.
No, Mama, the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling. All right. Only it's a well-known principle that if you keep your flint in one drawer and you steal in another, you never strike much of a fire.
Mama! Winthrop! Winthrop, I know you're there! Please go to the library and ask Miss Grubb for the book I set aside. It's the Indiana State Educational Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a large brown volume with black corners.
Do I have to?
You won't have to talk to anyone. I've written it all down.
Now, what are you up to? Why do you need books at this hour of night?
I have a feeling the Indiana Journal may help me poke some large holes in the professor's claims. Meet me after supper.
Meet you where?
The footbridge.
Last time the lumberyard, and this time the footbridge. And where will you meet after that? In the black hole of Calcutta? Egads. Tommy, it's Papa!
Didn't I say get that spellbinder Harold Hill's credentials? I said it morning of July 4th, 1912.
Yes, George, but...
And now the whole town's turned upside down. The school board is singing up street and down alley instead of tending the city matters.
I found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater.
Is who?
His university?
Oh, I already know all about that. In fact, that's the only thing I can get out of him. Gary Conservatory, class of '05.
Yes, if you'll just take time to read a little bit about it.
Papa! The Wells Fargo wagon's just coming up from the depot.
The Wells Fargo wagon at this hour of the day?
It could be the band instruments.
The band instruments? I want that man's credentials.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Oh, please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be. I got a box of maple sugar on my birthday. In March I got a ring I cannot.
And once I got some grapefruit from Tampa.
Want some rewards? Send me a batch about a crosscut song.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down. Is it a pre-K surprise or COD? It could be curtain or dishes or a double boiler. Or it could be. Yes, you're right. Surely could be something special. Something very, very special now. Just for me.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming now. I don't know how I could ever wait to see. It could be something for someone who is so related, or it could be something special just for me.
Oh, your Wells Fargo wagon keep a-coming. Oh, your Wells Fargo wagon keep a-coming. Oh, your Wells Fargo wagon, don't you dare to make a stop until you stop for me.
Dr. Ned, you think, Professor?
Men, you'll each receive individual instruction in due time. For now, stay off the streets and get acquainted with your instruments. And remember to think the minuet in G. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da.
La-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da-di-da-di-da.
Sister, I never thought I'd see anything so scrumptious as solid gold thing. Oh, sister.
Round one for you, Mr. Hill. But I better hear some by-gad tootin' out of them horns in pretty short order, or I'll see you in front of the grand jury. Now, Miss Marion, about that book.
Oh, George.
Just a second, I've got to get something from the librarian. Thank you.
I've never seen Winthrop so happy. Thank you, Professor.
My pleasure, Miss Prue.
Start out, Mr. Washburn. Just wait till you see new moves Bessie taught us.
All right, what'll it be?
This is poopy!
So excited.
Now a new kiss on the first date is usually a hussy, and a one new kiss at night out is anything but fussy. But a one new kiss on the first round is nothing beyond. Nothing party sound cheese.
The girl who's hard to get, but you can win her yet. Shoo-goopy, the girl who's hard to get. Shoo-goopy, but you can win her yet. You can win her yet. Shoo-goopy!
You get your hands off my daughter!
Mayor Sin, Your Honor. Your daughter and I are going steady behind your back. Well, we'd rather do it in front of your back, but...
I'm going to warn you once more.
Oh, George.
Not one poop out of you, madam!
I think he means Pete.
You know what I see written all over you? Reform school. Now get out, you wild kid.
Papa, please! It's calculus like you make blood over the marketplace.
Mayor, I want you to know I'm vouching for Tommy Felis. That boy's got the confidence of every kid in town, and you'll be waiting in line to shake his hand after our band has played its first concert.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the individual members will have to foregather in wheelchairs on account of the broken legs they'll get from tripping over their own beards. Now I'll tell you something, never mind. Oliver, JC, Ewart, Olin. I want this man's references and I want them tonight. Don't let him out of your sight. He's slipperier than a Mississippi sturgeon.
Professor Hill, I think Mayor Shin has behaved abominably, and I think it was wonderful of you coming to Tommy's defense.
A man can't dodge the issue every time a little personal risk is involved. What does the poet say? The brave man dies 500 deaths, the coward 1,000.
I just wish I was a little more informed. I've been wanting to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
His cornet? Mother pearl.
I'm sure it's fine. He tells me about some think system. If he thinks the menu at G, he won't have to bother about the notes. Now, Professor, I just wanted to talk to him.
Miss Peru, the think system is a revolutionary method, I'll admit. I'm not supposed to discuss these things in public. So if you would allow me to call, then we... When may I call?
Like any night this week.
Take a little time, take a little time, please! Go on our Girls Star Committee. You were so dear tonight dancing the shapoopy with Professor Hill. Cheep, cheep, cheep. Come on, take a little more, take a little, talk a little, take a little, talk a little. Cheep, 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 cheep. You dance like a very princess. The family for your floor. Your golden shimmering hair, the silver shades, your honesty. We don't need to shoot and full, a forgiving heart, a pure skull. Hair, where a woman's heart should be. Fairy princess, nude floor, golden shimmer, silver shoes. Now unfold, heart of gold. Here, where a woman's heart should be. The professor told us to read those books, and we simply must know them all. Chaucer, Bradley, talk little, cheep, 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 cheep. Take a little, talk little, cheep.
Mama! Winthrop, where have you been? Fishing with Harold. He taught me all about his hometown, Gary, Indiana, and he said he'd take me there someday. And he taught me a song that hardly has any S's in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, that's the town that knew me well. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, how I happened on this elegant syncopation, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that could light my face.
Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana,
Not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome.
but Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home.
I'll be back in a minute. I still Amarillo for my life frog. La da 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 da.
Leave the dishes. I'll do them, Mama.
Are you the piano teacher in town?
Why, yes.
Then you must know about this fellow Hill forming a boys' band around here?
Yes.
Well, don't let it worry you no more. I got the goods on him in spades. Swindling, two-bit, thimble rigger. I'm just passing through. Number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop.
Who are you?
The name's Charlie Cowell, Anvil Salmon. But just now, I'm out to protect the good name of the traveling fraternity from this swindler.
Mr. Cowell, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake my old lady's corset cover. That fellow's been the raspberry seed in my wisdom tooth just long enough. Spoiled Illinois for me, and he's not going to spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of music teacher are you? You didn't see right through him? He's no more professor.
I know all about that. Band leaders are always called professor. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director in a scholastic
Whoa,
research.
whoa, whoa. Fine director? Have you heard one note of music from any band?
No, but I just...
But nothing, girly girl. He's never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
You'll never make that train at the depot. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
Hey, sir, I gotta leave word, and I can see you're not the one to leave it with.
I never met a man who sells anvils. That's something, well, quite different.
Anvils have a limited appeal, you know. Say, what am I doing? I miss that train, I'll get fired, and I gotta leave word about that fella.
Leave word with me.
Not on your tin type. How do I know you deleted these letters?
Try me. There's your train, now run for it!
Why are you double dealing, little? Who do you think you're protecting? That fellow's got a girl in every county in Illinois. And that's 102 counties, not including the piano teachers like you he cozies up to just to keep their mouths shut. Neither one of you's heard the last of me, girly girl.
Marion, who's you talking to just?
Why, Professor Hill!
Good evening, Miss Brew. Miss Marion.
You and Marion come up and said, I've got some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mom.
Well, I'll put some on.
Shall we set, as your mother said?
I don't know.
You did ask me to call.
Professor Hill, is it true that well, what I'm trying to say is, I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now say, where'd you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Miss Marion, one mustn't believe everything they hear. Besides, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me in a sure job so Mother and Winthrop and I would have some security. Surely you don't believe
Of course not. That's exactly what I'm saying. But why do you think people start these rumors?
Narrow-mindedness, jealousy. Jealousy mostly, I guess.
Exactly. And jealousy is what mostly starts rumors about traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Just that, well, but of course it stands to reason that disappointment and jealousy can lead to, well, take you for instance, your attentions to your customers, and, well, teachers might easily be misinterpreted, mightn't they? I mean, now honestly, mightn't they? And so you say, if another salesman or somebody were jealous, they could be downright lies, couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors and things.
Of course.
It just proves you should never believe everything you hear, doesn't it? I mean, if you discuss things...
Miss Marion, I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you. But couldn't we do it sitting down? You do sit? Your knees bend at all?
We could sit on the porch steps.
Or we could sit on a large hollow log over the footbridge.
Oh, I couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my
Just
life.
to talk. Meet me there in 15 minutes.
I just can't. Please, some other time.
My dear little librarian, pile up enough tomorrows and all you'll be left with is a bunch of empty yesterdays. I don't know about you, but I want to make today something worth remembering. The footbridge, 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Mama!
What? I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be and saints be praised! It works!
What does?
I've been using the think system on you from the parlor.
What?
2 Grecian urns. And a fountain. Trickle, 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 trickle.
Stop! Stop! Listen to this man!
You're all gullible green grass.
Goats. I'm talking about Professor Harold Hill, highwayman, road agent, pickpocket.
Pickpocket?
Same thing. He's had his hand in your wallet, mister, and yours, madam, and yours, little lady, ever since the first time he came to this town. There's more documented evidence than you'll ever have time to read. There is no band, there never has been any band, and there never will be any band. And if you don't hunt this man down like a mad dog, there'll be no Harold Hill. He'll be on the next train out of this town. Now will you believe me?
What are we waiting for?
I want my money back.
Money back? I want his hide!
And when you find him, bring him to the schoolhouse. After him!
Still empty. All right, Mark, go get the ring. I got it. What time's the freight go?
9:40 from the junction.
It's not even 8:30 yet.
Look, you want a turtle warrior, you can go around and get yourself caught. But go ahead.
All right, Marshall, I'll meet you at the hotel in plenty of time. Miss Marion, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
Oh, I was saying you were more 26 years late. Took you all that time to get to the footbridge with a fella.
If you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh?
Halfway here, I nearly turned back. I suppose I'm not the first to find it easier to think clearly when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
Miss Marion, surely you don't think I've been trying to sell you?
Oh, no. No. You've given me something. That's why I decided to come.
I don't recall giving you anything.
Yes, you have. Something beautiful.
What might you say?
There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all till there was you. There were birds in the sky, but I never saw them winging. No, I never saw them at all till there was you. And there was music, and there were wonderful roses. They tell me sweet, fragrant meadows of dawn and dew. There was love all around, but I never heard it sing. No, I never heard it at all till there was you.
Excuse me, I'm expecting a cable from Hector Berlioz. This could be it. What now?
Who's the salesman here? Sounds like she's selling and you're buying.
I had to keep her off balance, didn't I?
I'll go get the rig. Hurry.
Never a peaceful moment in the music business. Now, where were we?
You were about to tell me what I don't know about you.
We don't have to get into that just now, do we?
No, we don't. Or ever for that matter, Harold. The librarian hasn't felt much like doing research lately, but she did plenty when you first came here.
About what?
Oh, about Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory of Music, gold medal class of '05. Harold, there wasn't any Gary Conservatory in '05.
Why, there's
Because the
certainly...
town wasn't even built till '06. I'll see you at the sociable.
How long did you know?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you came.
You...
Winthrop!
Wait a minute, your son.
I'm not your son. Leave go of me.
Not till I talk to you for a minute.
I won't listen. You wouldn't tell the truth anyway.
I would too.
Would not.
Would too. Tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Are you a dirty, rotten crook?
Yes.
Leave go of me, you big liar.
You wanted the truth, didn't you? Now quit wiggling. I'm bigger than you and you're going to have to listen no matter what. Now there's two things you're entitled to. One, I think you're a wonderful kid. That's why I wanted you in the band. So you just quit moping around, feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I always think there's a band, kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to now?
Well, now that I think of it, it's none of your business.
I wish you'd never come to River City.
You don't.
Sister, you believe him?
I believe everything he ever said. Wait, every kid in this town walked around here all summer and looked and acted, especially you, and the parents too. Does Mama wish she'd never come to River City?
Well, you do, don't you?
No, Winthrop. Now go, Harold, please.
I can't go.
Why not?
For the first time in my life, I've got my foot caught in the door.
I'm back here! She stole my money house. Are you kidding?
Come on, Professor, that way.
The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Harold Hill. And if there are those, as I have heard, who are melting tar and collecting feathers, I will not say them nay.
Yeah! Well, I should think there ought to be some of you who could forget our everlasting Iowa stubborn, chip-on-the-shoulder arrogance long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill arrived. Do you remember? Well, do you? Surely some of you ought to be grateful to him for what he's brought to River City. And if so, I should think you'd want to admit it.
You're wasting a great deal of time here. If anybody here thinks that this man Hill should not be tarred and feathered, please step forward. You ladies step back. Have you people forgotten how you purchased expensive uniforms and technical instruction books and high-priced band instruments? Have you forgotten the clear understanding and warranty that your children would be taught to play in a band? Well, where's the band? Where's the band?
Think, man. Think.